It's Christmas time. Beautiful time of year. Ah, yeah. Ding dong, merrily on high. It's Book of Noel. Oh, the fifth of six. Yes, we've got one more. It's going to be the next one's Princess Switch. Watch us for that. My name's Joe. This is Connell. I don't know which way you'll be in the final thing there, I think. Yeah, so we're just two nice lads who like to rip into terrible Christmas films. Yeah, so let's not mess around, eh? It's nearly Christmas. Connell, it's your synopsis.
Synopsis.
A single woman who owns a posh rag and bone shop that sells tat to people so wealthy they can't even be asked to spend their own money themselves. She lives in a quaint little town called Esmeralda or Guinevere or something. I can't.
Mariana.
It's something like that.
It's Mariana, yeah.
If it's not that, it's something like that.
Yeah, well said.
It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other and, everyone knows what's going on, which you seem to get a lot of in America because it's happened in nearly every film we've watched.
Yep.
She gets hired by a rich man with a kid to do his house up with the caveat that it needs to be ready for Christmas, as the deadline for all of these films is. Turns out the client is her ex-fiancé. Yeah.
Yep.
And the kid is his adopted child called Daisy, who really wants a mum. And apparently any woman will do. They start out cold with each other because that's what you like with people you broke up with 10 years ago, aren't you?
Yeah.
She does the job and they get on like a house on fire, Joe. Getting stranded on a furniture expedition.
Oh.
Playing cards and shit. Yeah. They've both grown up. That's all
She's
I've got
still
to say.
brilliant at cards, though.
Yeah.
Good. Card sharp.
It all runs smoothly. And the only conflict is that she overhears him talking about what she thinks is work in California. And that to her is a deal breaker for about 2 hours. And then it's not because she remembers, oh, yeah, everyone needs to like work and that. She had the wrong end of the stick anyway. And he explains that to her with some charity bullshit, like it's some charity work or something. She's got nothing to worry about. He wants to stay there with her, whatever. And he doesn't see any red flags in that transaction whatsoever. He's like, oh no, you weren't a fucking psycho just then. He's like, oh no, it's fine, don't worry about it. Yeah. There's a lovely emotional manipulation side story that I liked a lot. Of her sidekick not wanting to rattle a bloke that
is into her.
Yeah, he's into her. She's not into him because they went to school together. It'd be like shagging my brother, she says. Not really, because I've shagged loads of people I went to school with. Well, not loads, like one, two tops, maybe more. Yeah. Not loads.
What was that?
But yeah, he ends up playing her own game and ignoring.
You've never shagged me.
Yeah, it'd be like shagging your brother. Would it? Would it?
Yeah.
Have you got a brother? That's what I'd have asked.
My brother doesn't keep pestering me for dates.
Yeah,
no, he hasn't done that for ages.
And he's available sexually to engage with. Like, what's the problem here? I don't understand how it's like shagging your brother. Is he your brother? No. Well, it's not like shagging your brother then, is it?
I don't think she says shagging in it, to be honest. I'd be like shagging me brother or something.
You have to read between the lines in these films, haven't you? You know what they mean. Anyway, he manipulates her and like plays her at her own game, and he's like, no, playing it cool. And she's like, oh, but I like you. Why didn't you buy me a muffin or whatever? At the end of the party, they get the main characters, ignore them that we were talking about. The main characters get together, and that is the miracle for Daisy because she's got her mum. Yeah. That's a miracle, is it?
Two people who you can see are about to get off. You've wasted a Christmas wish. You can imagine the war in Ukraine. Daisy is a war criminal.
It's a miracle. It's not a miracle. It was going to happen.
They've already done it. How could that be a
Yeah.
miracle? They've already
The
seen each
miracle
other
is if they stay
naked.
together. That's the miracle.
But they've grown up, Connell. They've grown up.
Done a lot of growing up.
But,
That's it, mate. That'll do for
yeah.
Connaughton.
It's a great title, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
so descriptive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say all the best stories can be reduced to a one sentence plot. Well, here you go, Professor. It's in the title. Bang, bang. Love it.
Christmas Miracle for Daisy.
Yeah.
For who? Daisy.
Is that the woman on all the promotional material? No. Got that one wrong.
I mean, it's a miracle for her as well if she sees it as a miracle.
What do you make of the acting in this? The dialogue was interesting. It's quite stiff, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I watched this directly after watching Mistletoe Farm, so it was a massive palate cleanser for me.
Oh.
I actually quite enjoyed this film. It was a breath of fresh air. Like, oh yeah.
It just felt like a car alarm that's been going off in your neighborhood for ages, so long that it's so shrill that you forget it's on. And then when it suddenly stops, there's a lovely
yeah.
That's what this film
was the noise I needed to get rid of.
Yeah. And that's what Mistletoe Farm has done for my mental health.
I liked that Santa's walking among us in this. Yeah.
Quite brazenly, like you've got it's like 23rd of December, mate. You need to be
and he's not hiding it at all. He's quite open about being Santa. He's like, yep, I'm called Kris Kringle. I do the sitting on the chair and stuff, and I am Santa. What are you gonna do about it?
I found out recently that Kris Kringle comes from an American corruption of Chris Tingle. You know, Chris Tingle, the thing. Did someone think, oh, that must be Chris then? Chris Mass. It's Chris Mass. Have you met my mate, Chris Mass? Yeah. He's another one that. Oh, it must be a guy called Chris, this. That's definitely Chris. You want to vote?
I've got such a Christmassy mate. It's called Chris. All right. What's his surname? Mass. Yeah. Oh.
I met a fella whose surname was Christmas. I couldn't believe my luck.
Yeah. Like
my mate Lee's mate.
Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber.
And almost immediately he said, yes, my name's Christmas and don't make any jokes. All right. I mean, I'm gonna. And I did. Yeah.
Don't make any jokes. I'll do what I like, Christmas.
So you touched on there in your synopsis that Daisy is the adopted girl. Her mum and dad, we've got another orphan on our hands. Her mum and dad died in a car crash. So his cousin kind of adopted the kid and raised her as his own. He's very honest about her origin story to her. He's the master of the universe. He sounds like, I mean, that is the strap line of a Wazzock, and no mistake.
Yeah. He's got Andrew Tate vibes all over.
Yeah. So he retires early, he earns millions and moves to Montana. Small town Montana. Bit of a creepy move. He knew where she lived. Yeah.
And he's like surprised. He's like, oh, Whitney, I didn't expect to see you.
Whitney, what's his name? What's his name? I forget. Of course. It's like, right, where should we go in this huge continent of a country? Let's go next door to, who could Whitney be? Who knows? Anyway, let's go there. Tra-la-la-la-la. Dad, will there be Christmas trees in Montana? Who does she think she's kidding?
Will there be Christmas trees?
Come on, kid, think.
Yeah, we're staying in America, you know. Like they celebrate Christmas all over this country, not just in
Taylor Swift's dad was a Christmas tree salesman, Connell. So
there you go.
And she sang Anti-Hero.
Job. Huh? I'm a Christmas tree salesman.
Yeah, it must be a depressing May as a Christmas tree salesman.
Or
Oh, come
all
on.
year.
Get one for your garden.
And Americans only have Christmas trees on Christmas Eve, don't they?
According to all these
Get
stories.
rid of them. Yeah, so
Yeah, and they're at
having a
work on
shit
Boxing
year.
Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it tell you what he does for his money? Because
It's
he's
just
rich,
kind of,
isn't it?
I think it's general apps.
Apps. He does
Yeah.
apps.
I think
Okay.
it's some kind of vague tech. You know how much money's in tech.
Mate, Silicon Valley and all that.
What about, I mean, the acting wasn't great, was it?
No.
Certainly no Noel Diary. But I don't think it was a couple. I think it was father-daughter, but it could have been some May to December relationship. I don't know. Wasn't paying that much attention, but they were really bad at acting. They couldn't
The
do the acting.
hoteliers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bloody
Jesus, they
hell.
were caca.
It was like watching Gielgud and Olivier. I forgot I was watching a film with them too.
That hotel baffled me because there was a bit where the fella was babysitting Daisy, who was a
Yeah.
10-year-old girl or something.
Yeah, yeah.
He's babysitting her for the billionaire guy. No, doesn't
Yeah.
happen. That doesn't happen. You can't get hotels like that. They don't offer that service. And if they do, let me know where, because I'd like to go there. That sounds great.
Yeah. Santa's helping. Just chipping in.
Yeah.
Just moonlighting. Sad to see Santa moonlighting. You know what I mean? It's some
Well, it's like
hotel
the
in a
Christmas tree
one horse
salesman, isn't it?
one horse town. It's like, I don't know, it's like seeing Robin Hood working in Weatherspoons. Oh, mate.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Um, the snowometer was hitting a lot. The quality of the snow in this was not good. Pains me to say. It was very sad. What do you think of the lead character, Connell?
I think he's handsome.
I meant her because that's clearly
All right.
her film.
I think she's handsome. I don't like her really, and I wouldn't want to be with a woman like her because, as I mentioned in the synopsis, she jumps to the conclusion that he's going away to work,
Yeah,
and that's like she's
they're very
psychotic with it.
low stakes, aren't they?
Yeah,
Very low stakes. The whole film
like
is
he
very
makes
gentle.
one little move to do something she's not quite keen on, and she's like, right, I wash my hands of him. I won't want to get involved with someone like her. She'd get on my tits.
What is it even that they do, those two? They're interior designers with a
Yeah.
shop that sells stuff. That's not interior
Yeah.
designers do, that you go to other people's houses that you end up doing. But they've got like stuff for sale. Like,
Yeah.
so you've got two jobs then.
It's like, as I said, like a rag and bone man. They go around picking bits up, don't they? Like knackered old bits.
I sell this copper to Scrapman.
Yeah, exactly.
Film Selfish Giant.
But yeah, it was quite confusing because it's like a curtain shop. What I imagine a curtain shop might be like inside. But then they're selling, well, they're acquiring bits of like antiques and furniture and shite. And he just lets them loose. He's like, yeah, do whatever you like with it.
Yeah.
Decorate it however you like, so long as it's done for Christmas.
It was a funny one with the decorating. Like they decorated his new huge historic barn for a Christmas party or whatever. Did they? Because it doesn't look that much different when they, and like people are commenting, "This, you've done a great job in here." What have they done? It's the same. Just moved all the plastic bags and all the boxes full of stuff. When are you going to do that anyway? I don't think they do anything. I gotta say, I'm getting sick of orphans, man. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, but it's just they pull the emotional blackmail ripcord, don't they? Yeah. How can we have a wholesome fella who's a really good dad, but also make him available? Mum, brown bread, car crash, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see the cousin thing come in. That was a bit different.
Yeah. Nice. It's nice to have a mention of a cousin. You don't often hear the word cousin in films, do you?
I'm just thinking, would I take my cousin's kids on? Would I take my cousin's kids on? Probably.
Nah, I'd let them go to
Oh,
council.
sorry, you've got to go to an orphanage. I'll
Oh, do
see you
you?
around Christmas, eh?
I'll be busy around Christmas. I'll be drunk. You won't want to see that. In fact, how's about we don't see each other again?
I tell you what, I didn't really like him, the lead male in it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he's a bit of a character vacuum, if you ask me. And I
He
love a
were a bit,
hunk, Connell. You know I love a hunk.
but he wasn't quite
No,
hitting the target for me. He were a
something
bit,
kind of Hansel and Gretel about his hunkiness that,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's all, you're eating gingerbread one minute, pushed in an oven the next.
yeah. There's one point where someone they get stuck in a hotel, don't they, in like a motel thing, and he's looking out the window as the guy who runs it with his wife, and he goes, "Ah, to be young and in love." And I wanted to go, I'll just stop you there. Where's the young couple? Because what I'm looking at is two people on the like wrong side of 40, and that ain't young. They're
Yeah,
older than me, and I'm not young.
yeah.
Yeah. So
They're at
rephrase,
the very
sir.
earliest to the dog end of their 30s, aren't they? But
Yeah.
well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? But
Yeah. They're
young,
not
young
young.
is not. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not young. Maybe they were first time round, but they're not. They're
Yeah.
not there. To be like knocking on middle-aged door and in love. That's what you should have said.
I don't think I've ever seen a plot like this. Like, because we're talked through every aspect of it. It's
Yeah.
tell, do not show the whole time. They explain every beat to us. I've never not missed anything in a film as much as this because they just tell you everything right now.
Yeah.
This you want to listen to this, and honestly, put your phone down. You want to listen to this bit? What I do with this fella? Okay, so check it
Yeah.
out. The two of them as a dynamic duo. You Romeo and Juliet. They had no chemistry. No
No,
When
not
you put
really.
vinegar and bicarb together, it explodes. That is a chemical reaction. This was like putting vinegar and water together.
Yeah.
Nothing happens and it stinks because
Brown water, smelly brown.
brown, smelly water. There was no spark. Noel Diary, I really believed that spark. The two actors had a spark, and who could blame them? They were beautiful. I love them both individually. In this, I didn't like either of them that much. And
Yeah.
that aside, I felt nothing.
He didn't put a foot out of place through the whole film. He did nothing wrong or sinister in any way. Everything he did was just like, he seems like the perfect guy. And it seemed like she was looking for something. The people who were written it were desperately looking like, how can we have some conflict here? How can we? Maybe he takes a job.
Back in old La La Land.
Yeah.
I don't think a child has ever been excited. No disrespect to people from this place, but you know what I mean. To leave the city of angels, there's a lot going on there, or Hicksville, Montana. Like, it's a tiny town. I think there are about 50 people live there. I don't think that kid would have been in the car. Like, do they have Christmas trees in Montana? Well, yeah, we're not going to space. We're going to where they come from. But no kid is that. The kid is on a screen, earpods in, crying, texting her mates.
Yeah.
He's not even my dad.
Do they have Wi-Fi in Montana? Is the question.
I mean, the dialogue, man, it's so flat. It's like it's written by AI in 2018. It's just so by numbers. At no point did I care. Yeah,
it pissed me off. Like, I didn't buy a lot of it. I thought it was a bit of a shitty film, really.
It is.
It's not the best film you're ever going to watch, but it's not the worst either. It's not
Christmas on Mistletoe Farm.
But there's a bit that I just thought, right, and there's where I'm unpicking you. It's really easy to see because he turns up to his house and there's that guy who's the love interest of the sidekick. He's there as his contractor, and they're having a conversation, and they are best mates. Yeah, they come across as they are best mates now. No, that doesn't happen. I've had people work on my house, and were they anything like a best mate? No, they weren't. There was an awkward silence for a lot of it where I'd tiptoe around pretending I'm not in, and then I'd go downstairs thinking, I want a cup of tea, but I don't want to have to offer him one.
And the man
He's going to know, so I'm going to have to offer him one.
Man stinks of weed.
Yeah.
Kind of carling on the go. Smoking joints.
Oh my God. The painter and decorator who did our house smelt of weed at like 7 a.m. Stunk of weed. Then I had someone come and cut a bit of my tree down. He had a can of carling on the go. So you've ticked both of those boxes. The weird shit that's happened in my house, that you've just gotten both in one.
Like, and you weren't best friends with those. Oh, gives a 2 on that.
I wasn't.
Daisy, take kids in the living room. Gives a 2. Oh, this is good shit. This is good shit.
Yeah.
Gives a go with that chainsaw.
Wicked, man.
I tell you what, man. You know, the sidekick best friend character.
Yes.
Who's not interested in the man making advances towards her, which is fine. She becomes under the weather. She gets a little bit poorly. She goes around to see her, and she looks like she's about to go out. She's got a face of perfect makeup. Her hair has been done at a salon. She's wearing a brand new dressing gown. All that signifies she's poorly is she's wearing a dressing gown. It's like she's swinging the lead. She's malingering this one. Don't trust her. I can't be coming in because I'm poorly. You can't come round. I liked how stable it was. Like, it's a very safe film. It doesn't take a single risk. But after almost getting kind of cinematographic PTSD from Christmas on Mistletoe Farm, it was just what I needed. I didn't want conflict. I didn't want to kind of care. I just wanted to be reminded that the world still exists. So it was like a nice refresher that, things are going to be all right. So it was more, no, it's a piece of trash, this film, but for personal reasons, I kind of got along with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. A nice little palate cleanser, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think I'd have preferred this film if they'd have cut the one tiny little bit of conflict out of it. Get rid of that. Have it plain sailing, and then they got on and they had a really nice time.
They do. There's no. Because they try and set it up. Like if you looked at the Netflix, the kind of little trailer, if you hold over the thumbnail of it, not trailer, but just a little brief clip, that sells itself like this is some long fractious relationship, like the Ben, Dick and Beatrice from Much Ado About Nothing, always at each other's throats, but they really want to rattle. It's just two people who used to date, become mates, and then end up with each other. It's like 80 minutes of agreeing. There's no longing. It's not forbidden love. It's just bidden love. And that was just nice. I like attractive people getting together. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just have more sex scenes. That's what we want.
Has there been one? Yeah, there was one in New York Christmas Wedding, wasn't there?
Was there?
A lesbian sex scene, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But with the Noel Diary, it was kind of a sex scene. You didn't see anything.
Fucking hell, that was steamy.
The build-up.
Pinches out the candle and then undoes a button on the top.
Wicked, man.
Whoa, as they said in the 90s. Bloody hell, I got hot under the collar. I had to open a window. That B story of your man chasing the woman who's with perfect makeup on who's not interested. I mean, move on, mate. Marietta, Montana is a big place. There's a hotel There's a shop for interior design. It's probably a place to get coffee. Plenty more fish, mate.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard the word line dance, I thought, I cannot take another fucking hoedown. I've had 2 in the last film.
When you said PTSD earlier, I was like, that's exaggerating a little bit. He didn't really mean that. You just said line dance, and I just had fucking flashbacks, like fucking hoedown. Shit. The Christmas hoedown.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Mercifully, though, they kind of kept that in their chaps, let's say. They kept that away. And that was yeah. Does Santa get sick of Christmas? He must be so sick of it.
Yeah.
Santa, do you want to help us thread some popcorn? No, I'm killing myself tonight.
Yeah. No, I've just bought myself a load of tablets and I'm going to drink this brandy with them.
Screams it in her face. That card scene, that playing card, so they're snowed in, is it? And they're in a hotel in like their jammies, because that's meant to be sweet and I'm meant to give a shit. And they're playing cards and I'm thinking, right, strip poker, this is it. We're going to have some really flirty, sexy time. They play gin rummy and she wins. There's absolutely no point to that fucking scene. What a waste of celluloid.
The whole film's been like, why did you bother? Like, it's not the worst film you're ever going to watch, but why did you bother? Because there's films doing the same thing better.
Connor's a drip for me. He's not a well-written character at all. No. It's like he's working on a special project outside and it's a snowman. Get a grip, fella. There's an open goal. You know what I mean? She's giving you all the signals. Oh, I'm horrible at designing interior stuff. It's like, I see through you, Connor. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We've all known fella. Oh, if only someone with skills could solve my very specific problem. Oh, are you an interior decorator? That's crazy. Could I put my hand up your cardigan? I hate that kind of fella.
I think you are 100% right in that he knew what he was doing. And he's like getting in there. All he's done is his Facebook stalked her. He's like, and then he looks at her most recent photos. And it's like, oh, that's that place I took her that time.
Yeah,
she really liked it. She clearly
miles away.
Oh, look, she's got a shop there. Oh, let's Google that business name.
Right. And he's like, Charlie, could I borrow your kid?
Charlie, can I have your kid? I'm rich. I'll look after her. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, it is your classic boy meets girl, boy gets girl. That's it. You know what I mean? There's just no tension in it. There's no conflict at all. It's more like an advert than a film for me.
Yeah.
Like an advert for oatmeal. I don't even know what oatmeal is. It porridge? I don't know. I can't imagine getting excited about, our porridge is amazing. It's oat milk and warm. Oh, yeah, great. We've got the best porridge. People who put salt on the porridge. Life's not all pain and suffering. Jesus, put some honey on it. Live a little. The war finished ages ago.
I don't like my porridge being sweet. I want it savoury.
Yeah. It's like, what kind of Presbyterian nightmare are you living in? Just like some dour, granite-faced Scottish mixes. You know what I mean? That kind of old Scots Protestant, like, no, very dour. No, thank you. We don't smell around here. Too windy. You know?
The only person I've ever seen eat salt on their porridge is Mick McAndrew. And you've just described him pretty much there, haven't you?
It's an uncle of ours. Very nice man. It is a wasted wish, isn't it? It's a wasted wish. The titular wish.
The
kid wishes.
Regrets it.
Yeah. It's like, hang on, I could have had a fucking PS5. Yeah.
I've wasted
Disneyland. I could have moved back to LA with the mates.
I could have had a Furby. Could have had 2 Furbies.
Yeah. Because they are so obviously like hot for each other. You know what I mean? There's a lot of movement in the underpants.
They see each other and it's like,
oh God.
They're going to probably
dynamite in the sack. Oh yeah, man, wicked. Come on this way.
I mean, Andy's grooming her, isn't he? So, He knew what he were after all along.
Yeah. Your man who's following, who's kind of pursuing the friend character. He says, "Am I a fool? Am I where I put it here somewhere? Am I a fool to keep asking her out on dates?" He's like, "Yes, and a creep and a bit of a prick as well. So leave the woman alone." She said, "No, it's not. It's not. That's not woke saying that. It's just manners. Just manners." She said no, and then he receives.
Waiting around for 3 years. If I was single for 3 years and I'm begging up the wrong tree, I won't be able to cope with that.
I hate begging up the wrong tree when you've got a little arms ball up a tree and you're not getting out. Please,
go out.
Please.
Please go out with me.
And he receives the worst piece of advice anyone's ever got. Essentially, the moral of this film is treat them mean, keep them keen at Christmas. Yeah. So he acts like a piece of dirt to her, and she's all over it. I couldn't help feeling like, are you serious? Not only is treat them mean, keep them keen dangerously not true, it's just a pretty rank and basic. It's what people in year 10 say, treat them mean, keep them keen, because they've heard it and thought it was funny because they're stupid. You can't have like a whole B story based on treat them mean, keep them keen. Act like a prick to her, should be all over you. It's like Taming of the Shrew.
And then that happens. That happens.
Yeah. Oh, it works. Works a dream.
Does work.
You know the best thing about this, Con?
She's the one though, isn't she? So
if I hear the one more time, she's the one. She's been saying she isn't the one for 3 years, pal. Move to the next town. Move to Springfield, Montana. I'm sure there are plenty more single interior designers with a mate who's the lead character. I mean, my favorite bit about this, this is adapted from a novel.
Fucking hell. Could you imagine reading it?
Instead of 90 minutes of Christmas Miracle for Daisy, it's 11 hours.
And then she decorated his bedroom, and then she decorated his living room, and then she decorated his kitchen, and then he said he liked it.
And then his mates, now his new best mate, treat her like an absolute bastard.
Such a shit film.
I don't know if you noticed, did you see the trophy on his
I didn't notice that.
It said LA's Man of the Year.
Oh yeah, they mention it, don't they?
They mention it. What an award!
Yeah.
Have you even been nominated as Bradford's Man of the Year?
No.
Probably got Billy Pierce again, isn't it? He's so corrupt. Well, yeah. So corrupt.
Paying for it though, isn't he? You pay for him. Mate.
You see that scene, where the kind of Christmas market? You see all the kids necking coffees?
Really? Kids are coffee?
Skylar, meet me behind the back of Greg's for a can of Monster and a Popper's cig. What the teaching is?
A Popper cig. Can't get them anymore, mate. You can't even get Poppers, can you?
I've had a Popper's cig. It was horrible.
I have as well. Mental.
Why have I done this? I don't like smoking and I don't like Poppers, but together.
They're horrible. They're even worse. Poppers. Poppers is so flammable as well. Like, what's the point?
Oh yeah. So when Freddie shows up, Connor's mate from Tinseltown, I thought, right, finally, conflict. There's going to be some kind of. He's going to be a Lothario. He's going to come in, shake things up. He's going to be like, whoa, what character?
Going to badmouth her.
Yeah, it's like stands up.
Like, I remember you. You're a twat, you.
Yeah, like he ends up shagging everyone in Marietta. No, it just comes along, says hello, and it offers him offers him a job in LA. It's like it's not a film. It's not a film. Really, it's like CCTV footage of the inside of a Hallmark card.
That's it. That's exactly what it is. It's like just the happenings of someone's everyday life when not much is going on, and it all resolves itself perfectly fine and normally like it would in your life.
A boring relationship rekindles.
Yeah.
Because the stakes are record-breakingly low. I've never
Yeah.
seen a film where the stakes are this low.
Yeah.
She mishears him saying, "Oh, well, I might go back to LA for that job." He didn't say that, but you know what I mean. And that's
Yeah.
what triggers her. She's triggered by that. Is that it? I mean,
Yeah.
he said he might be interested. That's just professional courtesy.
Yeah.
So
He's just being polite.
that says so much more about her than it does about
Yeah.
him.
His shoes a
Yeah,
bunny boiler, that one.
red flag. Yeah.
And that's what I said earlier. He sees no red flags in that transaction. When he explains it to me, should be in his mind, there should be cogs going,
yeah,
I shouldn't have to be saying this to her. I shouldn't have to be explaining myself.
yeah,
Even if I was going to do that,
yeah,
I'm well within my rights to be allowed to go to LA to do some work.
yeah,
I'll do what I like.
yeah.
We're not even back together yet.
You're getting upset at, yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly on a spectrum of stakes. You've got Sophie's Choice as ultraviolet, and you've got this film as infrared. That's the one with the worst stakes you can imagine, and this trash. It's crazy. Yeah.
Where does River Wild fall on that?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, actually. I'd say towards the Sophie's Choice end.
Yeah.
And Congo as well.
Woo!
Ugly woman. Ugly woman.
I love that film. That's a real film, isn't it?
How is like two people getting together who've already rattled a miracle?
Yeah.
Walking on water is a miracle. Bringing back Lazarus from the dead.
Yeah.
Another miracle for you. If sleeping with someone from your past is a miracle, I am the second coming. Okay?
Yeah. It's such a weird film. Like,
yeah. It is weird, isn't it? That it's all predicated on a wish to Santa, real Santa. We haven't talked about that he's real Santa.
Yeah.
Enough. Yeah.
Magic.
What if Daisy asked for an actual miracle? I want to die for the sin of mankind. Sure you don't want your dad to tongue his ex? No. Nail me to a tree, thank you. Yeah.
I want a mum. I want a mum. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, you want a mum. What about that interior designer there? She'll do. Yeah, but if you're not, like, you don't want to get to know her or, anything like that, it might be a bit weird. Turns out she is a bit weird, but I'll have her anyway.
But if you do, don't tell her plans to leave Marietta. Whatever you do, just between you, me, and the wall. Be quiet about that one, because she will flip her fucking lid.
Mum, I've got myself a part-time job at Burger King. I don't want you working. How many times do I have to say I don't want you working?
Dad's master of the universe, you selfish bastard.
Oh, God.
You are tearing this house asunder. Does Santa turn into a bauble at the end? I think he did.
I like that.
It's a class act when someone turns into a bauble. We've had it 3 times now. I love turning into a bauble.
I'd like to have that power. Just turning into a bauble every now and again. I'd like to come back as well, with legs and that.
This is my brother, with whom I are well pleased. Listen to him. So it was a welcome breath of fresh air after the fetid miasma of Christmas on Mistletoe Farm. Even if this fresh air was actually like stagnant travel lodge air, do you know what I mean? I think on its own, this would have been a much worse film, but it's not got Beano in it. So that's something. It's kind of remarkable how forgettable this film is. I couldn't remember it whilst I was watching it, which is quite an achievement, really.
Yeah.
There's no tension. There's no sass. No real storylines. It's crap, but it isn't hateful. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's about love. That's fine. After the last cinematic mortification we saw, this candy cane vomit puddle was just the ticket. You know what I mean? It's rubbish. Yeah. I didn't enjoy it. I hope I never see it again. It was so bad it made me laugh And that, everyone, is the true spirit of the Book of Noel. Join us next time for the powerhouse that is the Princess Switch.